To that. Next, if I say Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC right now, what does D. Fox say?
He's not even the best quarterback in the NFC East. I think Jaden Daniels is the guy right now. What I've seen from him has been incredibly impressive considering what he has around him and the expectations and pressure. All things considered, I think if you ask any coach, which quarterback would you rather have, Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts, for one game or for 5 years? The answer to that question is Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I know.
Talk my shit again.
Do what it do. This is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your humbly hostile host, Cassius Cliff. Before we get into the content, please like, share, subscribe, as well as comment. Comment your pregame predictions for the score. For this upcoming game, we do have the Commanders in Philly tonight for a Thursday night matchup, and I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a big, great game for both teams. It's going to be a big test, purely because we're both sitting at 7 wins. One team with 3 losses, one with 2. And obviously, we know who's leading the division right now in terms of win percentage. That is Philadelphia Eagles. But as I heard, Dominique Foxworth, a goofball that works for ESPN, mentioned he trusts a rookie in Jaden Daniels more than Jalen Hurts, who is an all-pro, a guy who's been to the Super Bowl. A guy, you're trusting a rookie after his 10th game who has not thrown for 10 passing touchdowns versus a guy that's in the MVP conversation 3 years running. I mean, it's clear as day why, after doing a little research, why a guy this goofy would say something that crazy. Not only is it clear that he has an affiliation to the Dallas Cowboys, being that his cousin is Dak Prescott, but looking at that uncooked turkey bacon collar that he has, clearly that's the side of the neck is which he's talking out of. How can you say that? A guy that is not even in the MVP conversation is going to be better than a guy that is for 3 years running, that's a former All-Pro? I mean, it's clear because his cousin has fallen flat on his face again, and given that people can just do a quick Google research and realize that's your cousin, that's where your affiliations lie. You're a closet Cowboys fan and a Cowboys supporter, Dak supporter, apologist, really and truly, and any which way you cannot give Jalen Hurts credit, you're not going to do that. So I can't really take what he says for more than a grain of salt, purely because I see where it's coming from. And you'll go as far as to prop up a rookie that can't throw for 10 passing touchdowns in 10 games versus a guy that's done that time and time again and already has 12 in 9 games. Hey, I'm just here to inform people. I'm not here to convince guys like Dominique Foxworth because he's going to be goofy regardless of what I say and do. I mean, you've seen that, caller. You've seen it. So let's go and look at the injury report and really look at who we should be, missing, or probably who's going to actually be back in the lineup. And as you can see, Devontae Smith did have a hamstring injury. He was limited in practice, but he's fully ready to go. And even Jordan Mailata being back, our left tackle, who we have missed, even though Fred Johnson did a great job stepping in. Jordan Mailata was absolutely missed, especially last game going against the Cowboys, letting up 5 sacks. It is great to have him back because not only is the pass game going to have better protection, but the run game just went up another notch, given that Jordan Mailata is a great run blocking tackle, and that only bodes better for us and worse for the Commanders. This is not a good rush defense team, but really let's look at the defense first, in which we could do the great Jaden Daniels and that potent offense, because it's kind of crazy that you would trust a quarterback that's not thrown for 10 passing touchdowns in 10 games, and really understanding when you look at their offense and where they make their bones and really the meat and potatoes of their offense, it's in the run game. This is a team that is run first, run base heavy, and leads the league in rushing touchdowns, with their quarterback only having 4 and their best running back only having 6. You have twice the amount of rushing touchdowns versus passing touchdowns, but yet you trust the quarterback more. Hey, you could do the math. I already did the math. Y'all could do it on your own. It's clear. Haters are going to say what they want to not give the Eagles credit, and it's clear as day. It doesn't matter what they say and do. When it comes to the games we playing between those lines, the Eagles are playing at a different level right now. You're talking about the best defense since the bye. Number 1 in total defense, number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in pass defense, number 2 in rush defense, 2nd in sacks, and the most turnovers since the bye, since week 5. But up until this point, you're talking about a number 2 defense total for over the course of the year, averaging less than 20 points per game. I mean, this defense is flying. We got defensive rookie candidate on our team, a guy that made, player of the week on defense again. I mean, the defense is just balling out, and we have a pretty good test going against Jaden Daniels in a potent offense. To be real, the offense is ranked top 5 in virtually every category, but our offense has not seen a defense like this. Yes, the Steelers are good, but they don't have the back end that we do. They don't even have the linebackers that we do. And I trust and I really like TJ Watt a lot. He's like the best defensive player in the league. Probably going to be defensive player of the year. I don't think anybody's going to really argue with you on that. When it comes to this matchup in particular and what we can do and bring in terms of slowing down Jaden Daniels, that front 4, really with the front 5, because we play 5 front, and Jalen Carter being the best one up front. This guy is just on a tear. He's on a tear right now. He is absolutely playing at a high level, despite the numbers not necessarily showing it. But as you can see here, you cannot guard him one, and really, he's a tough guard with double team. And if you decide to double team him, now everybody else gets the chance to eat and actually have an impact and bring pressures. Even guys like Bryce Huff are starting to put it together and actually build on the play that he's had over the last couple weeks. Actually having a sack and a forced fumble last game, that was huge for his confidence, I'm sure. And obviously, we're talking about a team that we're very well acquainted with. Our D-tackle is very well acquainted with Jaden Daniels. I know he is, and don't be surprised to see a reenactment of this tonight in Philly, because them boys are just not ready up front. I know they've been playing better, but the Steelers absolutely pull out the blueprint, and we're just going to have to use that. Obviously, we do not have the D-line that they have, but Jalen Carter is going to make his presence felt and allow those guys to eat, because that's what this defense does. Our DBs hold it down on the back end. Our linebackers are flying up the field, and our D-line does what they need to do on a weekly basis since the bye. You're talking about the best defense over the course of 6 weeks. The 5-game win streak is not a mistake. The defense has a lot to do with that. Obviously, Vic Fangio is at the helm of it, but these guys are showing up on the field week in and week out. And if they want to have a shootout, we could do that too. I mean, we have Saquon Barkley, the best running back in the league. Derrick Henry is nice. He's really good. He can't do what my guy could do. He can't do what our guy could do. I'm talking about hurling guys backwards, making linebackers running to each other as if they're crash test dummies. I mean, Overshown is over pursuing and lighting his own linebacker up, his own teammate. Obviously, that has to do with Overshown breaking down and not just being a heat-seeking missile. But Saquon Barkley, losing both of them in the smallest phone booth, who else can do that? Who else can do that? And again, I'm mentioning, we're going against a run defense that is not good. You're talking about bottom 5 in the entire league. But we know well and good where our offense is probably the most potent aside from Saquon. Smitty and A.J. Brown, they know that DB room better than anybody. Not only over the course of the years, but even just last year alone. These guys absolutely feast on these guys on the back end. And we know y'all traded for Marshawn Lattimore, but he's going to be looking like the rest of us in street clothes. Y'all had a lot of shit to say when it came to trading for Jahan Dotson, and look at y'all. Trading for Marshawn Lattimore, you can't even suit up. And y'all know what that spells. Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St. Juice. I mean, we're talking about lunch meat. No Diddy. We're talking about straight food. That's what our receivers going to be looking at every time they line up and they let the ref know, I'm about to go kill this dude. Am I on? Okay, bet. I'm about to go kill him. I mean, I don't understand. You know what I do understand? Like Dominique Foxworth, there's a lot of people that just hate Philly for whatever reason. Maybe they don't like the weather over there. They don't like a lot of the fans. They don't like the color green. Obviously, green is a great color. It looks good on me. It's the color of money, the color of prosperity. And really, that's just, Philly's just, I don't know. We just have haters because it's easy to hate us. Obviously, we've been a very good team for the last 3 years. Just 2 years ago, we're in the Super Bowl last year after a slump, won still 11 games. And here we are yet again at 7-2, leading the division. And it's just hard for them to give us our credit because they're not doing what Jaden Daniels is doing. What is he really doing, though? He's going against bad teams and winning. When it comes to the records and the level of competition on both sides, it's been virtually the same. But we didn't get to play the Cardinals. We didn't play the Panthers yet. We haven't played the Giants twice. They haven't played the Falcons. I don't know if they do. I don't know if they play the Packers. We both lost to the Bucks. our situations are virtually the same, so it's going to be a great matchup to see that. But I think it's clear as day. QB1, Jalen Hurts is just better. He's more clutch. He has more experience. And Jaden Daniels just can't do that. You can't. Because obviously, Jaden Daniels is a pocket passer. He has great running ability, but he's not running up the field. There's no design runs up the field for him. He's a fast and shifty guy, but you talking about a guy that weighs over 220, running through grown men as if they're kids. I already showed y'all what Jalen Carter did to Jaden Daniels, so we know well and good he's not doing that. Again, we're going against one of the worst rushing defenses in the entire league. And in a pinch, when you absolutely need it, with the sunlight in your eye playing in Jerry World, Jalen Hurts could just do this. Find a forgotten man in Jahan Dotson, who we traded too much for 27 yards. First down. First down. It's just kind of crazy to me because maybe my homies that are Commanders fans who, for some reason, forgot my number, have not been thinking this way or talking this way. But a lot of Commanders fans are they're living in a different place right now. Obviously, it is new to y'all. Being second in the division or even being a good team. It's been a long time coming, and I'm kind of happy for y'all. I'm not going to lie. I live in the area, so a lot of my friends, homies, are Commanders fans. And that's what's kind of crazy to me because I was telling y'all are better than what y'all expect to be. They probably expect 5 wins. Let's continue to build. I was like, nah. Y'all going to probably get 8-9 wins, and y'all going to be better than the Cowboys. The guys that I've spoken to, and they know that, they know I said that. So the fact that y'all turn around and start to talk crazy to me, a guy that big y'all up, how dare y'all? The audacity is just crazy. And speaking of audacity, I got somebody I actually want to let y'all know how crazy y'all been talking and thinking, especially given the fact that the Steelers absolutely put out the blueprint and let y'all know who y'all really are.
We better bust out a DNA test because I'm pretty sure I'm Jaden Daniels' daddy now. When Russell Wilson, a.k.a. Mr. Unlimited, a.k.a. Dangerous, walked into Northwest Stadium today, the Commanders fans didn't take me seriously. They thought their little fucking rookie quarterback was going to get a win over my Steelers, but they thought wrong. I put up 3 touchdowns, including an absolute piss missile to Mike Williams with 2 minutes left to seal the victory. Anyways, the Black and Gold are 7-2. We're headed to the playoffs. And today I taught my son Jaden some valuable fucking life lessons. Steelers country, let's weld.
Hey, we in the business of teaching lessons too. Clearly, it's that time of year. And I firmly believe not only we're going to get a comfortable win, we're about to put the entire league on notice. Because a lot of people think the Commanders, they are in the playoff picture. People are saying that they're Super Bowl contenders. They're the best team in the division, one of the best in the conference. All that shit's going to be put to bed and rest in just a couple of hours. 31-20 in Philly, convincing win. Eagles move on to the next opponent. Good, feel good story, very cute. But that shit comes to an end tonight. Putting y'all on notice, just remember that you heard it here. Not only first, but you've heard it several times over the course of the season. You will hear it for the rest of the year. With that being said, this is the Talk My Shit Again podcast. I'm your humbly hostile host, Cassius Cliff. Be seeing y'all very soon. Peace.